Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. There's some serious buzz swirling around the NFL right now, and it centers on a potential blockbuster trade that could shake up the entire landscape of the AFC North, and more specifically, give the Pittsburgh Steelers a massive boost as they navigate what has been a somewhat inconsistent season so far. The talk is all about Christian McCaffrey, the all-pro running back and receiver extraordinaire from the San Francisco 49ers, and whether he might be headed to the Steel City. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Is this really happening? Well, recent reports from some of the most trusted insiders, including Adam Schefter, suggest that the 49ers, despite sitting at a solid 6-3, are feeling the pressure of their cap situation, which is currently overextended by around $5 million. With that in mind, they're looking to shed some cap space, and McCaffrey, one of their most valuable assets, might be the piece they move to clear some room for extensions for guys like Brock Purdy, who's earning around $30 million, and to stabilize an offensive line that's been a bit shaky, allowing nearly 3 sacks per game. Now, the trade being discussed would send McCaffrey to the Steelers in exchange for a second-round pick in 2026 and a fifth-round pick in 2027. It might seem like a lot to give up, but if you think about it, the Steelers are in a perfect position to make this move. They're in need of a spark on offense, especially considering their overall stagnation, averaging just around 20 points per game. This trade could turn their entire offense around, transforming them into a much more dynamic and balanced attack. And make no mistake, McCaffrey isn't just any running back. He's an offensive weapon who can do it all. His explosiveness, versatility, and ability to impact a game both on the ground and through the air could be exactly what the Steelers need to push them over the edge and into serious playoff contention. Let's dig into what makes McCaffrey such a game-changer. This guy exploded in 2025, racking up over 750 rushing yards and 450 receiving yards with a total of 10 touchdowns. His PFF rushing grade was a stellar 90.0, and his EPA per carry sat at +0.42, meaning he consistently gains positive yards and creates scoring opportunities. His yards after contact, nearly 4 yards per attempt with 62 missed tackles forced, showcasing his elusiveness and contact balance. When you look at his career, McCaffrey's accumulated over 500 total yards and scored 65 touchdowns. Even with an injury in Week 3, suffered in his calf that limited him to around 82% of snaps, he's remained a versatile threat, especially with an impressive 86.5 receiving grade, making him a true two-way playmaker. The Steelers could really utilize his unique skill set to diversify their offense, which has been a bit predictable lately. His ability to catch out of the backfield and line up in multiple positions would help balance the run-pass split, which has hovered around 50-50 but hasn't been as effective as it could be. Now, let's not forget about the current state of the 49ers. They're facing some cap challenges with stars like Purdy earning a hefty $30 million, and their offensive line has been a concern, allowing nearly 3 sacks per game. Trading McCaffrey could be a strategic move to free up cap space and rebuild their offense for the future, but it's also a risky gamble. Critics are skeptical, arguing that losing a dual threat like McCaffrey could weaken their attack, especially in a division where teams are stacking defenses to slow down their explosive plays. The 49ers' offense has been averaging around 210 total yards per game, which isn't terrible but isn't elite either. They've struggled at times to generate big plays, and trading McCaffrey might be seen as diluting an already somewhat stagnant offense. That said, the logic behind the trade is clear. If they can't extend everyone, they need to make tough decisions, and shedding some salary cap could help them lock down other key players. On the other side, the Steelers are looking at this potential acquisition as a game-changer. Their offense, which has been somewhat predictable and stagnant at times, could see a major boost with McCaffrey's addition. The projection is that he could help the Steelers gain over 10 yards in total offense, improving their EPA by around 18%. His versatility would bring a perfect balance to their attack, allowing them to run and pass more effectively, which is crucial in today's NFL. The Steelers' passing game could benefit from his route running and reliable hands, increasing reception numbers by about 25%. His presence would also extend drives, with average durations jumping to over 6 minutes per drive, giving their defense more rest and opportunities to create turnovers. And speaking of turnovers, the Steelers could see an increase of around 3 additional takeaways per game, which could be the difference in close games down the stretch. Adding McCaffrey to the Steelers' roster isn't just about improving their offensive stats. It's about elevating their overall chance to contend for the Super Bowl. The odds have shifted significantly. Initially at plus 80, they've now moved to around plus 3,200, reflecting how much of a difference a player like McCaffrey could make. His impact on the playoffs, particularly in high-stakes situations, would be substantial. In the playoffs, his EPA in screenplays has been plus 0.5, and his red zone efficiency against top defenses like the Chiefs has been plus 25%. These numbers aren't just stats. They're the kind of production that can turn a game around and give the Steelers a real shot at finally bringing home that elusive 7th Lombardi. Looking at this from a broader perspective, a trade for McCaffrey could be a defining move for the Steelers franchise. It's a move that signals their intent to contend now, to push their window open a little wider, and to finally add that missing piece to their puzzle. For McCaffrey, it's a chance to elevate his career even further, becoming the centerpiece of a team that's hungry for a title. The Steelers have a strong foundation, a passionate fan base, and a history of making bold moves when it counts. This could be another one of those moments, an opportunity to reshape their offense and set themselves up for a deep playoff run. Of course, nothing is certain in the NFL, and there are always risks involved with trades like this. But if the Steelers can pull it off, it could be the move that propels them into serious Super Bowl contention, making the AFC North even more competitive and changing the power dynamics of the division. And let's be honest, Steelers fans love a good underdog story and a splashy trade that proves their team is all in. This potential move for McCaffrey might be exactly that story, and it's one we'll be watching very closely in the coming days. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So what do you guys think? Is McCaffrey the missing piece that the Steelers need to finally get over the hump and contend for another Super Bowl? Can he bring that extra spark to an offense that's been a bit predictable? Or do you think the risks outweigh the rewards? I want to hear your thoughts. Drop your comments below and tell me whether you're all in on this trade or if you think the Steelers should stick with what they've got. Either way, this story isn't over yet, and I promise, I'll be right here breaking down every new development. Stay tuned, Steelers Nation, because the road to Super Bowl glory might be about to get a lot more exciting, and it's all happening right here where we keep you connected to everything Steelers. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news.